If you asked me a few months ago if I would be here in Zanda living as a lost found snake, I would loudly and boldly not just say no, but flagel. That is a rather bad word I have learned since living here in Zanda among the millions of snakes. I rather like it, and it sounds funny sliding off my forked tongue. Hiss, hiss. If you knew anything about me at all, you would know, even as a wee girl, that I have always hated snakes. Not so much hated them personally, more like feared them, which made me really, really hate them. Kind of, but not really hate. My older brother always told me snake stories to scare me as a kid, and I can tell you it really worked. One time when I was 7, I peed my pants when he threw a fake snake at me. But back to the reason I am living here with the lost found snakes in Zanda. I think my teacher wanted to get me here a long, long time ago. He began showing the class pictures of the Zanda mountains and the many snakes moving all over, back and forth, all day, every day. He made sure I sat up front and can get real close-up pictures that would melt my heart as I saw the frustration they faced each day. I was so excited to meet the snakes and tell them about Freza. Here we were in the warmth and safety of our own planet, and they were sliding and moving and hissing right up to their last breath, never ever hearing a story about a better life. A life where they had purpose and were loved and chosen by the great and powerful Freza. They had no idea that Freza had created the beautiful Zanda just for them, providing all the bugs and flies they could eat. They did not know that Freza was always looking for ways to show them his love and his desire to have a personal relationship with each one of them. The reason I know my teacher had a plan to use me to reach the lost found snakes and tell them of Freza and his love for them is because he is a special friend with Freza and his 2 brothers, Smote and Lang. I know way down at the tip of my tail they had a meeting to come up with a plan to reach Zanda with the exciting knowledge that they had a purpose. Freza had tried many different ways of telling them of his plans for them, but lost found snakes have such a short memory. That is why Freza and Lang ganged up with my teacher and made this plan. The plan involved Smote and I living in Zanda. Like I said, I hate, or should I say, I really don't like snakes, so the plan was stupid to me. Smote, he liked it at the first time he heard it. What I did not realize at the time is that we would have to take on the form of the dreaded lost found snake. That was the only way Freza thought we could tell them about him and they would believe and remember. Great plan, really, except that I am scared of snakes. Plus, after I heard that many of those who had gone before me to Zanda had been eaten by the snakes, then I was scared. But never before had Freza sent Smote to Zanda. Smote had once been sent out to Shawang and had many stories to tell. I was excited to go and meet the snakes and tell them about Freza, and I was both excited and I was really scared. The becoming a snake thing really creeped me out. It made my skin crawl, just thinking about it. That was right before I shed my skin. Hiss, hiss. There we were. Smoke came here because he loved his brother and knew that he would be able to bring purpose and joy to the lost found snakes' lives. He was alive with stories because Smote and I are snakes. We do not have to worry about them eating us, and they were happy to talk to us at night once they stopped their constant meaningless movements. It is back and forth, hiss, hiss, all day long. No rhyme, no purpose, just hiss, back and forth. Maybe that is what the lost part is all about. Yet at night, They gathered around and coiled up and listened as Smoke told them of his brother's love and his plan to give them a purpose. He wanted to bring them home to meet Freza. They loved hearing of the great bugs they could eat and the many holes and caves they could coil up in. The little snake eyes would kind of roll around in their little snake heads once he really got going. It was exciting because many believed Smoke and were looking to him to help them. He kept saying, "It is all about Freza." What I did not know, but everyone else did back home, was that Smoke would not be able to return home. I suppose that is why they chose me, because I was young and never crossed the great beyond before. I was with Smoke the night he died. I wish I could say he just coiled up and went home to Freza. Yet the sounds and the smells of that night still haunt me. I think the thing that still confuses me is why would Smoke come to Zanda when he knew he could not return home alive? He kept saying that he loved the lost found snakes so much and how it hurt him to see them slide around in his and never have a purpose and never know Freza. I really think deep down in his purpose was to please Freza. You could just tell by the way he talked to his brother and looked at him that he loved him beyond my understanding. Hiss, hiss. I will be so glad to return home tomorrow and bring so many of the lost found snakes with me. We had to send for 2 more ships. We had just so many wanting to meet Freza after Smoke died. They knew that he would be very special if Smoke was willing to die for them. What they did not know is once they passed the great beyond, Smoke would be rejoining us, but no longer as a snake. Now, do you understand why I say my teacher and Freza and Lang and Smoke had a plan from the beginning? They knew Smoke would never make the trip back alive. They knew the snakes were lost and needed them before I even started to school. They knew Freza was their answer to bringing a purpose to Zanda. They knew that I would be afraid of snakes, yet it almost seems like they knew I would go. I am glad I came. Not only did I overcome my fear of snakes, but I actually have learned that they have many wonderful qualities that I admire. It also helps me to know Smoke gave all he had so that they could have a purpose and meet Freza. Yet this trip was well worth the cost, and I can't wait to get home and see what Freza's next plan for me will be. Hiss, hiss.